If you are walking through the brush in the southern United States and accidentally snap a twig, you might see a creature that looks like a prehistoric tank suddenly launch itself 4 feet straight into the air like a cartoon character. This is the nine-banded armadillo. It is an animal completely wrapped in bone that gives birth to identical clones, inflates its own intestines to swim, and harbors a dark medieval secret. I'm going to show you why the most famous fact about them is actually a lie, how they cross deep rivers without drowning, and why you should probably never touch one. First, let's talk about that famous armor. An armadillo shell is made of osteoderms, plates of solid bone that grow in the skin and are covered by a hard layer of keratin, the same material as your fingernails. This armor is incredibly tough. There are documented cases of people foolishly shooting at armadillos, only for the bullet to ricochet off the shell and hit the shooter. But despite what cartoons have taught you, the nine-banded armadillo cannot roll into a perfect ball. It physically has too many armored bands to curl up tightly. In fact, out of the 21 species of armadillos, only the 3-banded armadillo found in South America can actually pull off the bowling ball trick. Because our 9-banded friend can't roll up, it relies on a different defense mechanism, the startle jump. When a coyote sneaks up on an armadillo, the armored tank will violently spring 3 to 4 feet straight up into the air. This sudden explosion of movement usually terrifies the predator enough for the armadillo to scurry into a burrow. Unfortunately, this reflex is exactly why so many armadillos are killed on highways. When a car drives over them, they get startled and jump directly into the undercarriage. But their weirdest survival trick happens when they reach water. If you are wearing a heavy suit of bone armor, you are going to sink like a stone. The armadillo knows this. If it comes to a narrow stream, it will simply hold its breath for up to 6 minutes and literally walk across the bottom of the riverbed. If it reaches a wide lake and actually needs to swim, it performs a biological magic trick. The armadillo begins to swallow massive gulps of atmospheric air, forcing the air into its stomach and intestines. It inflates its own digestive tract like a set of internal water wings, giving it enough buoyancy to doggy paddle to the other side. And their biology only gets weirder. When a female 9-banded armadillo gets pregnant, a single fertilized egg will always split into 4. She will give birth to identical quadruplets, 4 perfect clones, every single time. But they also carry a dark secret. An armadillo has an unusually low body temperature of around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This cool temperature makes them the absolute perfect incubator for Mycobacterium leprae, the bacteria that causes Hansen's disease, better known as leprosy. Aside from humans, they are the only mammal known to naturally carry this disease. So, the armadillo is a masterpiece of bizarre biology. It's an underwater walking, heavy metal jumper that always gives birth to clones. If you want to armor up with more wild facts, make sure to hit that subscribe button.